Kern County's streaming news leader. This is 23 ABC News at 6, and it starts now.
20 years ago, a tragedy left a mother without her son, and today she feels she is living through that all over again as the killer is recommended for parole. 23 ABC's Mythili Gubbi spoke to Tammy Bell, who shared her story about the continued fight for justice 2 decades later.
Tammy Bell's son, Jonathan, was just 20 months old when he was tortured and killed by Michael Piniella. 2 weeks ago, the parole board recommended Piniella for early release under a California state law in 2020 that lets people, once they turn 50 and complete 20 years of their sentence, become eligible for elderly parole.
I just never thought I'd see this day. It really disturbs me.
When Michael Piniella was convicted of first-degree murder by torture in 2000 for killing Jonathan Bell, he was sentenced to 25 years to life in prison.
I was told 20 years ago that he'd never see parole. Here we are.
But Piniella qualified for elderly parole because he turned 50 and completed 20 years of his sentence, according to a California law. We spoke to Kern County District Attorney Cynthia Zimmer when the recommendation came out a couple weeks ago and said she finds the parole board's decision outrageous.
Would choose to release a baby killer, someone who was completely unrepentant during the trial, who never admitted guilt, who said horrific things about the victim, who tried to intimidate a witness during the trial, who never really admitted guilt throughout the course of his stay in the Department of Corrections.
According to documents from the DA's office, at the time of his death, Jonathan had more than 40 bruises on his body and severe internal bleeding. But Tammy tries to keep the happy moments close to her heart.
The happiest baby. He never cried. He was so good. But when I seen him, he was like the most precious, most beautiful baby I have ever seen. He had the bluest eyes and the blondest hair, and he was just like, his nickname was Binky. Yeah, because he loved his Binky.
Belle is doing everything she can to get justice for her son. She holds signs, hands out flyers and cards, and is asking people to sign petitions to help overturn the decision. The only way Piniella won't be released is if Governor Newsom intervenes. But that isn't stopping Belle from getting the word out, as she never stops thinking about her son.
I wish I had the chance to say how proud of you, son. For graduating, I'm proud of you for doing this. I was robbed of everything he was too.
Belle says she doesn't feel safe if Piniella is released and asked the DA's office for protection. Zimmer and Belle's victim services advocate recommend calling law enforcement if something happens and that only a judge can put a restraining order in place. In Bakersfield, Mythili Gubbi, 23 ABC, connecting you.
Elsewhere, the man accused of killing 2 people last Friday was in court today. 35-year-old Bryson Blair pleaded not guilty to 2 counts of murder and other charges. This